Think osteoarthritis is just wear and tear? Think again. That's one of the biggest myths I hear every day with my new clients. Osteoarthritis isn't just about your joints wearing out like old tires. It's a much more complex condition. And in this video, I'll actually explain what osteoarthritis is. Okay, so in the last video, we learned that the joint is made up of three primary structures. You've got the bones, they're the structural component of the joint. Then you have the articular cartilage, which is that cartilage you hear of, and it kind of sits over top of the bone. And then you have the synovial fluid, which is that frictionless-like substance that sits in between the bones and the articular cartilage. It kind of goes in and out of the articular cartilage, but it creates that tiny little gap between the surfaces, just like when you're aquaplaning in your car. All right, so you've got the bones doing their job structurally. You've got the muscles hanging off those bones and using them as attachment sites so then they can contract and move your body however you want. You have the articular cartilage, those shock absorbers. Okay, they're doing the job to cushion the blow a little bit between the ends of those bones. You have the synovial fluid, which is the frictionless-like substance which is creating that little gap in between the ends of the bones, just like when you're aquaplaning in your car. So there are a few more structures within your joint, but for the sake of the simplicity of this video, we'll just pretend there's three. All right, and they all work in harmony. So they're all doing their job perfectly as they were designed to do. And your synovial fluid is doing the job it's designed to nourish the cartilage so the cartilage can regenerate itself and stay strong and healthy and so on. Then boom, something happens. And those unique properties of your joint actually changes. All of a sudden that joint is not doing what it was designed to do perfectly. And now that synovial fluid that's created in that synovial membrane around the joint is now not quite as frictionless as it should be. It's now, causing a bit of friction, whatnot. It's also not being delivered to the articular cartilage. So now that articular cartilage can't really repair itself as well as it's supposed to. And that's when inflammation starts to occur. So everything's not working the way it should be. Okay, we've got maybe a bit more rubbing than usual. That's leading to inflammation. So everything's red and inflamed. And that's fine every so often if it's just for a small amount of time. But prolonged over a fair bit of time, your joint starts to go into panic station. So everything's starting to get worse. Now the properties of the synovial fluid are getting worse. That means that there's more inflammation occurring. And guess what? Now you're getting a bit of a pain response. That means that you're probably not going to want to exercise or move. So now you're moving less, which means less synovial fluid is moving through the joint. Now the articular cartilage is getting less nutrients than it should. And this continues and continues until boom, you explode. No, but you get the point. That's how it all gets worse and worse. So to recap, I want you to think of osteoarthritis as just a change in the normal functioning of the joint. It's not just wear and tear. So now you're probably wondering what caused the change in the synovial fluid properties that started this cascade of reactions and started the osteoarthritis. Well, I'm not going to explain that in this video. I'll explain that in the next video.